there's something wrong with that particular version of that song there, isn't there? I don't know what Cynthia We've Been Gone by Rainbow, but I think we'll actually have to delete that particular song. For some reason it seems to be all fuzzy and sort of wibbly wobbly or something. They're technical phrases, I'm assured. That's how it works, really. Only that was Since You've Gone by Rainbow, but not anymore. We're going to delete that.
Swindon Live and Local with Sean and Stu. Witty, intelligent and insightful are some of the many words that have been used. About other presenters.
Welcome back to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5. In the studio with us now, just going to say a quick hello to start with. We've got Fenella Harrop Greenfield, who's come to talk to us about the Harold Jolliffe one-act play Festival.
Hello, yes, that's lovely to be here. Thanks for asking me.
I've been trying to work out how to say that all day, and I keep getting. I know it's various versions I've come out with, but I think I've more or less been there anyway. But I say Fenella's going to be chatting to us very shortly, and later on in the show we're going to record the interview with Matt and Molly from the Swindon Fringe, two of the main organisers behind the Swindon Fringe, and that'll be coming up later in the show. Before we do that, we got to a band that's come to play the Vic on Thursday the 21st of April. And they're coming all the way from what? As if it's the other side of the world, isn't it? When I say the other side of it, forget that. That's rabble. That's me rambling on. This is Where Do I Start? That's a lovely track here. This is from Neverland.
It feels like I'm starting at the end, working my way out the dark. Me, I can't leave all the sunset, for I am falling apart. Please tell me that somewhere my troubles depart. See, I wanna know, where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Where? Now I'm feeling like I'll never see it. I'll never know what it is to be into and to mean it, because she would be here. No, I don't wanna go forever and ever along this path. I wanna know, where do I start?
Hello, I'm Stuart McConey, and you're listening to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5.
And that was Neverland with Where Do I Start? And you can see Neverland at the Vic on Thursday the 21st of April alongside White Lilac and Was Your Mono. It's a what's the
Songs of Praise night.
Songs of Praise.
And I'll let you back announce that because I want to see if you could pronounce the name of the third band because I always get it wrong.
Was Your Mono?
Well, I think it's Wazaru Mono.
Wazaru Mono.
But then again, I've been corrected on previous occasions numerous times. So
do you know what? Let's get them in one day and they can tell us.
they can tell. They can, can't they?
Yeah, they can come in on stage.
Yeah. I think I might have interviewed them actually. Up at the Vic. I might have. That's embarrassing.
You got to know then.
I know that's
You've got
embarrassing.
no excuse.
Yeah.
I've never met them.
That's
And you're saying if
embarrassing.
I can pronounce it right.
Well, yeah. Like in the hot seat, really.
I think moving swiftly on, it's time for some clues, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. This week's 5 artists for our musical medley montage. 5 artists, 5 intros. Well, mainly intros. So some clues which I'm thinking about now as I'm looking at them. The first one, a clue for the song, is an actress, Hollywood actress from the 40s and 50s. Very big during the war. I think she was named planes, American World War II planes were named after. I think she's one of those sort of like pin-ups from those days. Clue for the artist, I can't think of a clue for the artist, so forget that, move that. And Stu's, I could see
That's the
Stu,
one I need
that's
to
the
have.
bit you know, isn't it? Oh, I'm trying to think. Okay then. No, I can't think of one. Sorry, I can't think of a clue for the artist. The second one is he was in a band initially to do with, and they had a song called Toast, I do believe. I think they're from Leighton Buzzard or somewhere that way. But that's not really helping well, as you know, that particular band. And a clue for the song is something to do with love, and it's about leaving something behind in a house. And Stu just claimed his points by putting something on the table in front of me. And then if you're right then, yeah, you got that.
Which the people watching this on video now know what I've just said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just we are. Everything's all videoed here, you see. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, on Swindon Live and Local on Facebook, you get to see the video in a couple of days' time. The third song is by somebody who bought the Beatles back catalogue. Controversially, upset the owner of one of those collection of songs there, and his song is to do with an item of clothing, usually blue. Oh, that's all right. That's a decent clue.
No, I'm not knocking the clue. No,
Oh,
that just amused me.
That's just a decent clue. I think it is. The fourth one, something to do with a song, should we say? If you need some food and it's to do with something that pumps blood around the body, and the artist is I can't think of a clue
This
for
is
the
the
artist.
bit I need
You
again.
know, oh right, okay, all right then. His first name is similar to, is same as somebody who was in kung fu films in the 70s. That's all I'm going to say for that. And the last one, I give the same clue every time I do the last one, really, because they do appear every now and again. Something you spread on your toast for the name of the band, and something to do with a form of transport in London. Oh, that was waffle and a half, wasn't it there, really? That was waffle and a half. Let's have a listen to them, see if my clues helped you. This week's musical medley montage. artists, 5 songs, and Stu, I think you're sort of nodding. You think you've progressed. My clues helped you, did they?
A little.
A little. A little. Oh, that's good. Then we like it when clues help, don't we? Because we know we have to play when clues are useful, don't we? We stick a bit of this in, don't we?
Your clues helped a lot. Your clues were great.
Just say that again, just so I've got it for the record.
Your clues were great. Your clues were great. Great.
I don't know about great.
Oh, I've got to delete that bit now, have I?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because the artist one that I was struggling with, you just... No, I can't think of the clue.
The first one, wasn't
First
it?
one, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't really think of a clue because I think it's like a one-hit wonder for this person. I think I'll probably get shot for saying things like that. There's probably somebody out there that's got all this person's, all their gold records, etc. Anyway,
Is one-hit wonder allowed then? I know I'm not allowed to say that it's a...
When you want to claim that is the answer, one-hit wonder.
No.
No,
I mean, as a
no.
phrase.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of that stuff. We're now talking Harold Jolliffe. So we're in preparation for the Fringe has come to the end, but we go straight into, well, the Fringe has been going 3 years, and just turning to our guest now, we've got Fenella in here, who's one of the key people behind putting the Harold Jolliffe festival together. So first, how long has Harold Jolliffe Festival been going then? That's a good one, isn't it?
Well, we've got our 70th anniversary next year.
So the Fringe have got a long way to go to catch up with you, haven't they? A long way.
Well, yeah, a few years.
In a few years, okay. For now, thanks so much for coming in. It's nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you very much.
So tell us about what's this year's Harold Jolliffe productions going to be all about. What we're going to be expecting to see.
Well, we've got a lovely group of entrance plays this year. We've got a bit of Shakespeare in there. We've got a little bit of Chekhov in there. We've got lots of new writing as well, which we're really excited about. We love it when people write their own stuff. And we've got adult groups, youth groups, and yeah, it looks set to be a really fantastic year.
So you say you got a little bit of Shakespeare, and now I think part of the rules is something about 45 minutes or something, 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Shakespeare, I mean, they must have done a bit of condensing then, haven't they?
Well, we have had Shakespeare before, and people take different approaches. Last year, our youth winners did a sort of cut-down version of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which was fantastic, and it actually won the youth section of the festival. This year, we've got the Lechlade Players, who are bringing us the first act, the opening act of The Tempest, which, if anybody knows their Shakespeare, knows that is the big storm scene. So, and it's opening our festival on Thursday, the 14th of April. So it looks set to be quite a stunning opening for our festival. We can't wait.
So how many productions do you have? How many theatre companies are coming to perform this year?
Well, we have 8 this year. It does vary. Well, I think the most we've had is probably about 11. The Harold Jolliffe One Act Play Festival is part of the national one-act play competition that's run by the All England Theatre Festival. So whoever wins at our festival, it's part of a competition, so they go through to the further rounds. So as it's part of a competition, we do have rules. You know, you mentioned about the time limits and things like that. So there are certain rules that they have to stick to, so you have to learn to be very creative within those parameters. And you know, and the groups that we have over the years do that incredibly well.
Just summarise these rules and so people know what they're expecting, just in case somebody wants to go there and stand up and jump. Oi, oi! They broke the rule. They broke the rule.
He broke the rule. Well, there must be at least two actors on the stage, so we can't have somebody just coming out doing a monologue. It's a one act, so there's no interval. Minimum time 20 minutes, maximum 55. And there is actually somebody standing in the wings with a stopwatch, and if you go over it, you get time penalties, which you lose marks for.
There's nobody with a big hook who's going to pull you off then.
A big hook. No, it's left entirely to you, and if you've rehearsed your play well, you should know how long it is, and your theatrical know-how and now should be able to get you through that one. We've not really had too many people, there are some who've skated slightly close to the line, but usually people are really good about those sorts of things. You have an adjudicator, which I think is fantastic. Some people get a bit scared about it, but it's like having a really nice, helpful theatre critic sitting in the theatre with you, but then he gets up and speaks straight after your performance and tells us all what he thought about it. And that can be kind of scary, but at the same time, it's I think the people who you should if you don't want to be too traumatized by it, it's not bad at all. The comments are always incredibly constructive and helpful, and it's a wonderful opportunity to perform in front of a really professional Guild of Drama Adjudicators. These people are they're top of their game, they know exactly what they're talking about, they've got years of theatrical experience, and so it's wonderful to learn from them, and they give you help and advice, and they're looking at, if you're going through to the next round, then you've got the opportunity to make a few changes and tighten it up perhaps for the next round, obviously when things get tougher the further you go through the competition. So yeah, and there's certain points you get marked on the acting, of course, but that is only 40% of the marks. There's also marks for production, stage presentation, and your dramatic achievement. Have you achieved dramatically what your script has set out?
So does the judges, do they get to see a copy of the script beforehand or something?
Yes, yes, they have to see the scripts a month before. So they've got time to do any research that they need to. Some of the plays, the adjudicator may never have heard of before, so they need to go away and do some research, maybe go and see a production of it themselves somewhere else so that they can get a feel for what the play's about. If it's new writing, quite often we'll have the latest draft, with the coffee cup rings all over it, and a bit nearer the festival, that if there's any further tweaks, those can be handed in. So yeah, the adjudicator knows your script very, very well. I had heard a story the other day about a group who had put on their script for a slight change of mood. They put down Elvis Presley song will play, and they actually on the night played Chuck Berry. And the adjudicator was like, where was the Elvis? And it was like, wow, he noticed, he remembered that bit. So they are pretty sharp, they know what they're doing, and they've studied your script very well before they see it.
Okay, so you're listening to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5. We've got Fenella in here talking about the Harold Johnny Festival. Show a little bit of music, and back to Fenella very shortly. This is a track called Rockpool. This is from the... I'm going to try and work out how to spell it, because actually on their website, I think it's called the Montreals. I think that's how they actually spell it out for you phonetically. So for people like me who struggle, it helps. And that's of course assuming I remember that's how they did it in the first place, really, isn't it? And you know how I am, anyway. This is the Montreals, and this is a track of theirs called Rockpool.
Pleasurability, that's what's keeping me afloat. Everybody's moving, smug is looking in the sky, and everybody's crawling, and I never wanna die. No,
I hope I got the right track there. I'm pretty certain I have. That was Rockpool, hopefully by the Montreals. I'm sure I listened to that before I came in. I thought there was some singing on it. But I hope I'm not.
I could hear singing on it.
Oh, could you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I wasn't listening properly. Maybe I was distracted.
Okay.
I was distracted. I accept I was distracted there. Oh, good night. There was a bit of punk ethics there. Meets synthesizer psychedelica for a cup of cold green tea and psychobabble blues, or so they claim. They're not my words. I can't come out with stuff like that. They say. Anyway, that band's made of bits and pieces from Sigma 12, who we had in session with us on a previous life a couple of years ago, I think now. And but they got a new EP out very shortly, and they're looking for gigs. So that was Rockpool by. What were you disagreeing with? You think it might not be Montreals? I'm pretty certain that's how I read
It
there.
starts with the word martyr.
Martyrials.
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 I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to have them in,
It's
aren't we?
whatever they decide it is.
We're going to have them in, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to have to do. Guys, you have to come in and do it all over again.
Or rename it something easier.
What, the radio broadcasters like me can... I was going to say normal radio broadcasters, but that doesn't work really, does it? No.
Not in this studio.
Not in this studio, no. We're going to give you another chance now to listen to... Oh, actually, a clue.
Yeah,
Mystery voice.
clue.
Mystery voice. He's talking about food. He's talking about fishing because he'd been involved in a protest march, stood outside the Houses of Parliament about certain types of catch or the amount you could catch, because he is a chef. There we go. That's a big one. He's a chef. Oh, somebody in the room, Fenella, I reckon she knows the answer to this one. Oh, well, that's a good start, isn't it? Okay, let's listen to this week's mystery voice and see if my clue helps you, really.
31 is all we've heard about. 96 seem to be getting kicked into the long grass. We need to hear more from our government on what their level of commitment and their ambition really is.
I was a bit lost on that one, but you still remain confident, Fenella?
I'm confident. Am I not allowed to say?
No. If you say you're on an ejector seat, if you say at this stage.
I'll keep quiet then.
We'll check off it. Coming back then to the Harold Jolliffe One Act Play Festival. See, I can.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? That's why we call it HJ.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier to say.
Tell us then. Who was HJ?
Harold Jolliffe, God love him, was the Chief Librarian and Curator of Swindon Borough Council for 23 years, from 1946. And he provided the town not only with the art centre, but with the library service and museum. Mm-hmm. So he was a bit of a good egg. And so it's down to him that we have an art centre in Swindon. And as our festival is held there, that seemed I think it's been called the HJ Harold Jolliffe One Act Play Festival before we even started performing at the Arts Centre. That was a bit before my time though. So yeah, it's been going for a very long time, and we're really happy and excited that it just goes from strength to strength.
Wonderful. So is there much planning preparation that goes on? Does it take all year to organise, or?
Yes, in a word, yeah, it does. I mean, there's a kind of quiet period where we all go away and try and have Christmas, there's a lot, because we have websites and blogs and things like that need to be kept going as well all year round. And
who is the we? So it's nice to sort of give some credit to all the. Unless you're going to say it's all you, is it?
No, it's not just me. There's a team of us.
Yeah.
It's the Swindon and District Theatre Guild who runs the festival, and so there's a team of us that all come together, and we have our various jobs, and so there's publicity, and obviously there's pre-publicity. We try to get people interested. We're always trying to find new groups. We have a fantastic new group this year, looking at you, Mr. Stu. Jack Hurl Productions are coming for their HJ One Act debut this year, which we're really excited about. Yeah. I can ask you about that in a minute if you want.
Okay.
So we're always really trying to get the word out there all the time to new entrants, new artists, new talent, and also new audiences to keep it going, keep it vibrant, keep it exciting. So that takes a fair bit of time, and then obviously all the administration. As you can imagine, if you've ever dealt with theatre people.
They're awful. They're worse than music people, aren't they, really?
Well, no, what it is that theatre people are the busiest people I know. And
that's what they say.
So they are. They're just running around they're performing, they're writing, they're doing stuff all the time. And so trying to slot yourself into the middle of 8 different theatre companies' busy schedules to sort of pop up and go, hi, could you send me your form back, please? So there's quite a lot of admin that goes on, and obviously it's quite a big thing. There are rules. Some people aren't used to them. Some are old hands, so they know what's going on, but some are new, and so we need to explain how it all works and help people and be there for them if they get stuck. And so there is a sort of constant sort of heartbeat of it that goes on all the time, really. Yeah, I have to keep my eye on my inbox, like, on an hourly basis.
Just linking to Stu's play in a moment, which we'll just talk about, but what is the balance of new writers, new productions, and sort of people doing, I'm going to say covers, because I think a musical
published
person.
Works.
All right, published works if you want.
Yeah.
Doing other people's
unpublished
stuff.
and published
What's the balance?
Well,
there?
it's funny. It swings either way. We used to hardly have any new writing. It was all published work, and then but of recent years, it's actually more new writing than it is published work.
Do you get more credit for that at all? Does that reflect in the judging that people have been creative?
No, it would be how well has that group realised that script, whatever the source of the script. So there are script writing competitions that run in tandem with our festival that people can enter. So there is that side of the writing that gets recognised, but within our festival, it's you've got a script and you're gonna perform it, and how well have you done that?
Okay. Well, see, Stu's plays obviously a new production. Well, new. It's
yes.
published now because you did it last week, didn't you? So it's not a new one, is it?
Yeah,
you did it at the Fringe.
Oh, just call that press previews.
That's right, press preview. So just to give us a bit of background, just for those people that didn't manage to get down to the platform last week. Because you're directing the play Absolution, so just give us a bit of background to that one.
Well, Absolution is a play. It's a new piece of work by Helen Ackrell, and it's about 3 brothers, and this young lady comes into their lives and disrupts their lives quite dramatically. Ends up causing all sorts of problems and issues that, I don't want to give spoilers, that's the trouble.
Yeah,
there are so many twists and turns in it, and I don't want to give spoilers away.
Well, I went to see it, and I was impressed by it, and I would go and see it again. So,
right.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It was
Actually,
good.
see me afterwards for a ticket for
That's right, that's right. So, yeah, it's great,
really
definitely.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm always interested in new stuff. Because anybody who's been creative, that's the bit that turns me on, that switches me on, really. So
we've got so many creative people in Swindon, so many writers, so many directors, producers, and fantastic acting talent. It's sort of every year there's just so much going on. It's wonderful, and it's great to be able to showcase new writing and new groups together, coming together for things like the festival and the Fringe, and I can't wait.
And to be fair, I mean, to use your music analogy there, Sean, with theatre, even if it's a cover, as you would call it, it's actually a reimagination each time. So there is creativity, even if it's
I know. It's not, the analogy isn't 100%.
Well, yeah,
fair,
I mean, if you can interpret a published play in any creative way you like. Last year's Youth Winners, as I mentioned before, did a fantastic version of A Midsummer Night's Dream that I certainly would never have seen anybody do it like that before, and it was unbelievably good. It was fresh, it was new, who'd have thought, and I think we've seen quite a lot of Shakespeare this year, haven't we? It's sort of, what is it, 400
It's
years?
400.
Yeah.
His death or his birth or his something happened 400 years ago.
Yeah,
Good
there's a lot going on with Shakespeare this year.
Yeah, there is. So we're really pleased that we've got some there. And of course, you'll be performing straight after that on Thursday, the 14th of April, at the Arts Centre. Yeah?
So we've only got Shakespeare to live up to.
You will have
Thanks.
you'll have been standing in the wings, listening to all the storm special effects going on, waiting to come on.
Of course, that's one of my favourites as well. So I'm gonna have to be careful
Don't
not
get
to
too distracted.
Well, there's plays coming. You know, Shakespeare is a classic.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. That's it. He's got to get it at least once in the show, isn't it? But at that point, we're going to have a little bit of musical break. We're going to have a bit of music now. This is The Incredible Disappearing Boy. This is Where I Wanted to Be. This is from Sam Bates. His artistic endeavours here. He's got a new EP coming out soon.
I was right where I wanted to be. Spent my life stitching my heart to your sleeve. But too much indecision became my disposition. I was free from me. Nothing could stop me, could get in my way. If I could go back in time to taste your white wine with the devil on my side. The moon, I peaked far, far, far too soon. I don't talk enough, but when I do, it's too much.
like stitching my heart to your sleeve. But too much indecision became my disposition. I was free from me.
Stuff there, that was The Incredible Disappearing Boy, Sam Bates, and he's got a new EP coming out soon, so when you're ready, Sam, do send it to us and we'd love to be able to play that. You're listening to Swindon 105.5, this is Swindon Live and Local, and we are just going to step back a bit now. It's just we've got Fenella in here talking about Harold Jolliffe Festival, but we just want to remind people, obviously still on at the moment is the Swindon Fringe. And the other night, Stu went down to the opening night of the Swindon Fringe, where he chatted to Matt and Molly, two of the organisers behind the event. And this is the interview that Stuart put together.
So I'm here at Swindon Steam Museum with Matt Fox. It's Friday evening, the first night of the Swindon Fringe. Talking to Matt Fox towards the end of the 175 Heritage Evening. So Matt, how's the evening gone so far?
It's been brilliant actually. We've had a really nice attendance of people, a really mixed attendance of people. So we've had a few people from kind of the arts community, a few people from the heritage community, a lot of people who've just rocked up to see some stuff, which has been great. And we've had a nice mix of things on. So we've had some music with some classical. We started off with a lovely classical singer, and then we've had some stuff from Swindon Independent Film, which has been a whole smorgasbord of different types of film, which is brilliant to see that is being made in Swindon. The kind of centrepiece of the evening was a talk by Janice Thompson about the Swindon the Opera project, which is something I was involved in. I wrote the words for, and it was nice to see that, you know, go back to that, because 6 years ago now we did that. Yes. So you know, time marches on.
Crikey, yes.
And no, it's really nice thing to see actually, and you know, I'd love to get back to it, but it's such a huge project. I don't know if we ever will, but such is life.
You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe filmed one day.
Well, yeah, that's possibly a way to do it. But yeah, God, 200 odd people in it. But no, it's been great. And then we've had one of our sponsors, PQA Academy, who've been, you know, really generous. So we had some of their students doing a bit of a showcase. And then we've just finished off with one of our Madame Reynolds girls, Charlotte, who's just doing a bit of a kind of soul-y, jazzy thing to finish the night off. So.
I think we can just about hear that in the background as well. Yeah, it sounds absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, I mean, obviously, just about to launch into the all the shows of the Fringe.
Yeah.
Is everything ready for it? Are you selling tickets? How's it all?
We're definitely selling tickets. It's funny with doing anything theatre-y. You don't sell anything for ages, and then suddenly people all remember it's on. Actually, sales are going all right at the minute, which is lovely, because the worst thing is to have a load of people turn up with a great show and no one come and see it. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely all right on that front. In terms of being ready, we've planned everything as much as we can do it. We know, as a sort of Fringe team, where we're supposed to be and the various days and who's doing what. I'm hoping that all the shows know what they're doing, but it's always interesting. I've not been let down yet, so I think they'll all be fine. A lot of the shows are things that are touring elsewhere and have been performed elsewhere, so I've no worries about them. A few of them are doing premieres, which is always nice. I believe yourself is one of those.
Yes.
Those companies that's doing
must
that.
Be terrifying for yourself, though, from a particular perspective, because untried, untested.
It is, but it's also interesting. I think if everyone just turned up with the whatever show they were peddling, for the rest of that year, it would be, there wouldn't be a lot of risk involved, but you wouldn't, I think that sort of fear factor and that slight energy that comes with something that is brand spanking new and hasn't been seen is a nice thing, and I love that element of it. So, yeah.
And as we know, theatre's driven on that fear factor, isn't
Absolutely, that's the reason I love it, really. It's the seat of the pants kind of, well, we better do this then, and there's other people watching, so,
We need that energy. Wonderful. Well, thank you for talking to me, and hope the entire Fringe goes well, and hopefully you'll have time to talk to me maybe after it's all finished as well.
Come along to the closing party and we'll have a chat then.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to get you in the studio after.
Oh, I can definitely do that.
We'll have a chat about that. Wonderful.
Grand.
Thank
all
you
right,
very
mate.
much.
Cheers.
So now with Molly Campbell, Molly, how have you found all the organisation for the Fringe as we're about to head into it?
I know you want me to say horrible and hectic and stressful.
No.
But
not
honestly,
at all.
it has been fabulous. And well, to be fair, doing it while juggling sort of real-time job is quite difficult.
Yes.
But to be honest, I think we couldn't have asked for a smoother Fringe Festival in terms of the organisation and the prep up to as well. Just about everything, and I'm trying not to speak too soon, is going absolutely to plan, and it's just been a lot of fun. More than anything, I've just had fun.
And of course, with organising a festival like this, you can only do your bit, can't you? A lot of it's down to the performers, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's only so much you can kind of push everyone to come and see it through the marketing. There's only so much you can do through poster design. There's only so much you can do in terms of getting all the venues ready, making sure there's a technician ready, making sure there's champagne on the first night, etc., etc. But more importantly, yes, it is down to the performers. But I absolutely trust that each and every single one of them has put all their hard work into their rehearsals, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to be wowed throughout the festival.
You're looking at me quite intensely as you say that.
Not at all. Not at all. I just have an intense look.
Well, no, we're definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully, after the Fringe is finished, you'll be able to come into the studio and talk about the entire experience.
I would love to do that. Please, yeah, if that's an invitation.
Oh,
absolutely.
it is, absolutely. Well, I'm sure we
Great.
can work out a date. That'd be wonderful.
I will see you after the Fringe then.
Molly, thank you very, very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Was Stu there talking to Matt and Molly just before it all kicked off, and I think it's all ticking over quite well, isn't it?
It is. It seems to be going really well. I had a chat with Molly last night at an event, and yeah, she's happy with the way it's going so far. She doesn't want to jinx it, but
well, hopefully we're going to try and see if we can get them in next Wednesday, aren't we? If their schedules fit. I mean, the invitation's there, and we're going to be. Making manoeuvres to get them in here, aren't we?
Well, that's it. Matt and Molly, if you happen to be listening to the show, we'll be getting in touch straight after.
We're going to here's a track now from a guest that's going to be coming in session here with us on the 18th of May. This is Els Ponting and a song of hers called Edge of the Line.
I'm sensing something unspoken between us. Now I don't know where I stand, but I've got a feeling that there's trouble ahead of us. 'Cause look, I'm blushing. Is this us flirting? Are we skirting round the edges of a line that shouldn't be crossed? Am I slipping? Can't control my breathing, and I need to clear my head so I can count up the cost. This could be all in my head, starting to feel like we share something secretive, but it's not clear what it is. Sometimes it seems that innocence is relative, but look, you're smiling. Is this us flirting? Are we skirting round the edges of a line that shouldn't be crossed? Are you slipping? I saw your hand shaking. Give you time to clear your head before the moment is lost. And I don't care if society says sex is a sin, but I believe in my relationship and I care about him. So I have made my bed and I will lie in it too. So I will do what I have to forget about you. Even if I don't want to. But look at me, I'm blushing? Is this us flirting? Are we skirting round the edges of a line that shouldn't be crossed?
How's Els Ponting say he's going to be with us here in session on the 18th of May. Definitely looking forward to that. We're going to play you this week's... How many points are you getting on the medley then, Stuart? What are you getting yourself up to? Because it's answers now, because I just realised it's answer time, isn't it?
I think I've got a confident 7 with an option on 8.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's, you were looking at somebody else's answers. Were you looking at my answers?
No.
That's a derogatory thing to say. I'm sure you're really good at it. You know exactly what you're doing.
If I was looking at your answers, I'd have 10. Of course.
All right, well, we'll go through them. I'm not going to speak over them this week. I'm just going to play them, and then we'll give out the answers afterwards. This week's musical medley montage. Right, okay, we'll give out the answers time, shall we? Let's give out the answers. All right, here we go. We start off with Belly Davy's Eyes, and that was by Kim Carnes. I couldn't think of a clue for Kim Carnes. What would you think? What clue could I have given for that? I couldn't do anything. I think she's a one-hit wonder, wasn't it? I know.
Got an alliterative name?
Okay, all right then. Okay.
I
don't use big words like that. Though. You know me. Big words frighten me. Wherever I lay my hat I leave my. I can't even read it. Wherever I leave my hat, I leave my
Wherever I lay my hat.
Lay my hat.
That's my home.
Yes. Yeah, by Paul Young. Followed by, you knew this one, didn't you? The third one.
Yeah, it's got my namesake, Michael Jackson with Billie Jean.
Oh, I thought your name was Billy. And and the fourth one was, in fact, Fenella, you got the fourth one, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was the Hungry Heart by Bruce
Springsteen. And the last one, we knew the artist.
Yeah, The Jam.
The Jam, but the song you were struggling with, the clue was London Transport.
Yeah.
Now, you might have...
Is it down in the subway?
Well, that's part of the clue. You could have gone for that, but it's not that one. It's going underground. So, there you go. Anyway, there we go. Betty David Eyes, Kim Carnes, Wherever I Lay My Hat, Leave My Home, Paul Young, Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, Hungry Heart, Bruce Springsteen, and Going Underground by The Jam. You're listening to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5. In the studio with us today, we've got Fenella Harrop Greenfield, who's in here talking about the Harold Jolliffe One-Act Festival.
One-Act Play Festival.
Oh, goodness, there you are. This time next year, I'll get it right. Honestly.
It's good. Everyone, if you just say Harold Jolliffe, everybody...
Yeah, I'll just say Harold. So, Joe, we'll just tell people tickets, location, times, and sort of thing.
Okay, well, if you've never been to the Harold Jolliffe One Act Play Festival before, you get to see 3 plays a night, the 14th, 15th and 16th of April. On the Saturday night we have a big award ceremony, a bit like the Oscars, to see who's won what, best actor, best play, etc. You can buy tickets by ringing the Arts Centre box office. That's on Swindon 524481. We also at HJ One Act we have our own website, which is www.swindonweb.com/HJ1Act. We also have a blog, which is, it's got lots of news and profiles of our entering companies and all sorts of bits and bobs, which you can find on hjone-act.wordpress.com.
Great, thanks very much for coming and chatting to us today.
Oh, it's been lovely. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Hopefully it all goes smoothly.
I'm sure it will.
Are you preparing for next year's already, or are you things ticking over inside your head already?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Notes in the margin for next year all the time.
Here's another track now. This is Hellbound by Ed Humphrey. Now, he has been for a session with us some time ago, but look at his Facebook page. There's nothing on there. That's another one of those people who think, well, what are they doing then? What are they getting up to? So Ed, whatever you're up to, do let us know. If you've got some new music out there, get in touch with us. We'd love to play it. But this is a track called Hellbound.
Hellbound, half a mile above the ground, and he stared to the deep blue sea. I said, oh brother, now won't you come down to me. Blood spilled that was flowing like his guild, and he thought about the man he slew. He said, oh brother, I cannot come down to you. I couldn't help it, I saw it, there was fire in my eyes, and the anger in my mind, it grew. That's why, brother, I cannot come down to you. Hellbound, unaware of any sound, and he contemplates his final bow. I said, oh brother, now won't you come down right now. Dead lay as he promised he did slay, as he wanted him to die in fear. He said, oh brother, I cannot come down from here. I didn't realize my hands suddenly were round his throat, but in my mind it was so clear. That's why, brother, I cannot come down from here. Hellbound, as what God comes back around, I'm running better anyway. I said, oh brother, now won't you come down, I pray. For what he did, he knows what he should do, knows what is to be done. He said, oh brother, I cannot come down for you, God, or anyone. I just went crazy, I came home, not a worry in the world, to find him lying with my wife. Though he went first, she got it the worst, as to my sweet I took my knife. Hellbound, as he huddled to the ground, staring out across the sea. He said, oh brother, now please forgive me. His ruin, it would all be over soon, nothing more that I can do. I said, oh brother dear, oh I forgive you. Those final seconds, his life must have flashed before his eyes, and he gave a final yell. As I said, as I for your lucky pled, oh I'll see you in hell.
One of those sudden endings where I was on the ball there. Usually catches me out, but I knew it was coming because I know that song. That was Ed Hanfrey and Hellbound. And if you say you've got anything else more out there, send it to us. We'd love to play it. We're going to give you one last chance to listen to this week's Mystery Voice, and then we'll give you the answers.
31 is all we've heard about. 96 seem to be getting kicked into the long grass. We need to hear more from our government on what their level of commitment and their ambition really is.
So you go for Jon Snow originally, weren't you? As one of your guesses.
Well, Boris Johnson originally,
Boris Johnson,
then
yeah.
Jon Snow.
Yeah, but
I would never have got him.
You got it, didn't you?
I
Fenella?
did, yeah. Can I say?
Yeah, you can say now.
Hugh
Yeah.
Fernley Whittingstall,
Hugh
or as
Fern-
we call him, Hugh fearlessly eats it all.
Let's just listen to that again. This is him.
31 is all we've heard about. 96 seem to be getting kicked into the long grass. We need to hear more from our government on what their level of commitment and their ambition really is.
Yeah, it's Hugh Fernley Whittingstall. What do you call him again? I like your description.
Hugh fearlessly eats it all.
I like that, definitely, I like that. Thanks very much, Fenella, for coming in, chatting to us today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will indeed.
Yeah, we're going to go out with a bit of green onions, Booker T and the MGs.